Hello everyone, Secret Clockman here. As you know, the latest episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse has recently been uploaded. And I gotta tell ya, there was a lot of stuff going on in the video. This was by far the longest episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse, so we have a lot of things to go through. If you remember from the previous two episodes, Dom Studio introduced a new group of people to the Alliance, which is Drillman. With the introduction of Drillman, the Alliance got even stronger against Skibidi Toilets. In this episode, we can see that Drillman joined the fight right away and are already in the battlefield together with Cameraman fighting against Skibidi Toilets. Besides Drillman, Cameraman also seemed to have a new weapon to use against Skibidi Toilets, which I would like to call a time bomb. In the episode, without making us wonder how the clock works, POV Cameraman decides to throw the time bomb to one of the radioactive barrel Skibidi Toilets in order to help his friend. And that is when we see that the time bomb's main ability is to freeze its target for a certain amount of time. The logic behind the mechanism is unknown, but we can see that the time bomb that the cameraman is holding has some kind of a mechanism involving gears and cables. And with the help of the time bomb, POV Cameraman saves his friends before the radioactive barrel Skibidi Toilet kills him. Seeing that his life is no more at risk, the cameraman decides to start mocking the Skibidi Toilet by dancing around him, and he eventually flushes the toilet straight to the sewer. But our comedian cameraman seems to be celebrating early, because 3 seconds later, he is cut into pieces by the buzzcut Skibidi Toilet. Remember kids, war is a terrible thing, but if you somehow happen to find yourself on the battlefield someday, don't ever forget to look behind your back before celebrating, or your head might get chopped off like our comedian cameraman. Anyways, after that little funny moment, POV Cameraman tries to assess the situation by watching where the buzzsaw Skibidi Toilet is going. And that's when him and the drill man next to him sees that they're outnumbered by Skibidi Toilets, and they need to come up with a plan to get out of this situation. After thinking about it for a second, the drill man seems to have a plan to save themselves from this situation. I don't really know if it's the lack of oxygen to his brain because of the shocking situation, but this guy's brilliant idea is to dig a hole using one of his tools, probably hoping that they could hide under a tunnel until the Skibidi Toilets are gone. I literally had the same reaction as our POV cameraman because I didn't even understand why the drill man thought this was even a good idea. It is no surprise to me that seconds later, a mutant Skibidi Toilet holding a chainsaw spotted their location and decided to teach them a lesson for acting so goofy. I think this is the first time I'm actually seeing a mutant Skibidi Toilet holding a weapon in their hands in the Skibidi Toilet series. I mean, they all had weapons attached to their bodies before, but now I think they decided they can use the weapons dropped onto the ground in the battlefield. The mutant Skibidi Toilet didn't really have the chance to have fun with this chainsaw though, because TV men have once again arrived to save the day. For the first time, we're seeing that toilets are also capable of providing intelligence information between themselves. This new Skibidi Toilet, which I will call a satellite Skibidi Toilet, seems to have the capability to track nearby enemies to warn other Skibidi Toilets beforehand. His warning seems to have been a little late though, because before the Skibidi Toilets had the time to react to the incoming TV man, a Clockman teleported to the battlefield alongside with a TV man. Knowing Clockman's ability to freeze time, Skibidi Toilets tried to stop the Clockman, but they were too late. The Clockman freezed the entire battlefield and bought time for the Alliance to regroup and reposition. Here, we once again see that Clockmen have a time limit to their time freezing powers, because the Clockman hints to our POV cameraman with his hand, probably saying, "Look, time is ticking. You need to move." By taking advantage of the Clockman's powers, the Alliance's troops all start running to the building, which we will talk about in the upcoming sections of the video in detail. Along the way, they don't forget to take out a couple of Skibidi Toilets as well. Our POV cameraman even doesn't forget to give a nice little smack to one of the Skibidi Toilets along the way as well. Just as the Alliance thought they're safe, the Clockman's time freeze was over, and infected Titan cameraman arrived in the battlefield to help Skibidi Toilets. If you remember from previous episodes, infected Titan cameraman was actually defeated by Titan Clockman, but he was brought back to life and defeated Titan Clockman in the end. Speaking of Titan Clockman, we will see more of him in the upcoming sections of the video, so stay tight and keep watching. The arrival of infected Titan Cameraman probably alarmed the Alliance, so Titan Speakerman also appeared in the battlefield as well. This part of the video is actually kind of familiar, because in the original Skibidi Toilet series, Titan Speakerman was the infected one instead of Titan Cameraman. We keep seeing them fight each other in multiple universes, so I guess it's a canon event, right? But this time, the fight isn't just between the two Titans, because the recently introduced Titan Drillman surprises infected Titan Cameraman from under the ground by holding his feet with his hands. Here, we can see the teamwork of Titan Speakerman and Titan Drillman, because as if they planned this ahead, Titan Speakerman immediately tries to remove the parasitic Skibidi Toilet from infected Titan Cameraman, only to fail and fly away seconds later. It is actually no surprise to me that Titan Speakerman failed to separate the parasitic Skibidi Toilet from infected Titan Cameraman, because in the previous episodes, we've already seen that Titan Clockman failed trying to do the same thing too. It is simply impossible to separate the parasitic Skibidi Toilet from infected Titan Cameraman by hand without killing him. The Alliance has to come up with a better solution other than pulling the parasitic Skibidi Toilet off the Titan Cameraman's back. Like, come on, they have scientist cameraman and even scientist TV men. I actually suspect that they will come up with a special weapon similar to Parasitic Disabler Gun in the upcoming episodes for this very special mission. Anyways, after the failure of Titan Speakerman, infected Titan Cameraman manages to break off Titan Drillman's trap and tries to fly away. Drillman seems to have not given up though, because he still holds on to infected Titan Cameraman by using his claws. Titan Speakerman also commands our POV cameraman to get inside. I wonder what plans they have for infected Titan Cameraman. Like, this is the last time in the episode that we see the three Titans. I'm assuming that Titan Speakerman and Titan Drillman are planning to capture infected Titan Cameraman and hold him as hostage somewhere. In the next part of the episode, we get inside the building, and that is when we actually understand the importance of this particular place. This building contains the dead body of Titan Clockman, and it is left to rot, laying next to the wall. Apparently, Skibidi Toilets decided to hide Titan Clockman's body from the Alliance. This actually raised a few questions in my mind though. Why would Skibidi Toilet store the body of Titan Clockman instead of destroying it if they were gonna let him rot anyways? Also, it doesn't really look like Skibidi Toilets have the intention of studying Titan Clockman's body too. Like, the interior of the building doesn't really look like a laboratory or a research facility at all. The only logical answer to me is that they're using Titan Clockman's body as a way to lure the Alliance right in the middle of a trap. Why is that the case? Well, because a few seconds after the Alliance enters the building, a giant weaponized Skibidi Toilet reveals himself by coming out of behind of Titan Clockman's dead body. It was this moment that the Alliance knew they were in big trouble. The Skibidi Toilet proceeds to attack one of the cameramen in the upcoming part of the episode. I think this particular part of the episode is very interesting, because this is the first time we're seeing a bunch of the characters from the original Skibidi Toilet series in Dom Studios' Multiverse series. First, we can see that Speaker Woman is there too, and actually tries to save the captured cameraman from dying by making her famous move. If you remember, she previously killed Geeky Jesus Skibidi Toilet by using the very same quick high jump move in the original series. However, this time, things doesn't go as she planned, because the giant weaponized Skibidi Toilet is quick enough to capture her. I was actually really afraid that Speaker Woman was about to die in this universe. Luckily though, our beloved brave Plungerman came back with his new Glitchmobile and saved Speaker Woman from the giant weaponized Skibidi Toilet. If I'm not mistaken, this is also the first time Plungerman appears in this universe too. Finally, Camera Woman enters the building out of nowhere and finishes off the Skibidi Toilet to save the day. It seems that we will see a lot more of the original Skibidi Toilet characters in this universe in the upcoming episodes. Now, let's move on with the last part of the episode to wrap things up. Plungerman gently puts Speaker Woman down, and in return, Speaker Woman claps her hands as a way of thanking him. Previously, in the original series, she clapped her hands to congratulate Plungerman once again when he saved the day. I guess Dom Studio is planning to make a lot more references to the original series like this in the future. After there is no toilet threat around anymore, our POV cameraman pulls out an interesting looking clock device that has something to do with Titan Clockman. I'm assuming this is the device that was supposed to revive Titan Clockman, because the next thing POV cameraman does is put the clock down right in front of the Titan Clockman. If you look closely, you can see that other members of the Alliance place their own clocks around Titan Clockman as well. My guess is this device will somehow correct the damaged frequency of Titan Clockman. This theory actually makes sense, because magnet Skibidi Toilets have the power to mess with the mechanism of Clockman in general. So this device should be able to reverse whatever the damage is within Titan Clockman. However, just as everything seemed going right, the devices break down and fail to work. At first, I thought that the Alliance didn't really do a good job with the design of these devices, but no, that wasn't really the case. The very same Magnet Skibidi Toilet, who appeared at the end of episode 6, arrived just in time to stop the Alliance from reviving Titan Clockman. He was the actual reason why the devices didn't work. The episode then leaves us with a cliffhanger and ends right the moment the Magnet Skibidi Toilet is screaming into the POV cameraman. This episode was actually crazy, and I can't wait to see the return of Titan Clockman. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.